Hey guys, and good morning. Welcome to another exciting class here on verbling.com. My name is Kendy, and I will be your teacher for the next hour. This will be a speaking class. We are talking about oxymorons. Maybe you haven't heard this term in English, but I'm pretty sure you know what they are. It's when we take two contradicting words and put them together to make one idea, or sometimes even one word. Okay, so good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Otku?
Otko, yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I am from Mongolia.
Mongolia.
Uh-huh.
Okay, welcome. It's nice to have you in class. It's nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
I think, is this your first time on Verbling, or is this your first time in my class?
Yeah, my first time.
Okay, excellent. It's nice to have you. For those of you that are watching, if you have a reservation, now's the time to get in. If you don't have a reservation, the class will open up in just a moment for those of you who have tickets. So if you have a ticket and you'd like to get into the class, it will open in just a moment. Hi, Alex. How are you?
Hi, Candy. What about you?
Good. Long time no see. How have you been?
Oh, you know, I've been in the trip.
Where have you been?
In a trip.
Oh, on a trip. Where
Yes.
did you go?
Oh, in Russia, by the water.
Oh, cool. How long did you go? Like, how long did you stay there?
Oh, about 2 weeks.
Ooh, was it just for fun, or was it for, like, something special? Did you go with a group, or did you go with your family?
Oh, I was go with the group, and it was very, very fun.
I bet it sounds like fun. Well, it's nice to have you back. Welcome back to class.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, Mon. Welcome to class. How are you? Oh, I think your microphone is on mute. Check your microphone setting. We still can't hear you. So you can click your microphone. If you see the Verbling chat, it's right above the Verbling chat. There's a little picture of a microphone. Can click it. Mon?
I'm fine.
Hey, there we go. How are you? How are you today? Okay. Are you okay? Are you good? Mon?
I'm fine.
Excellent.
How are you?
Wonderful. I'm great. Thank you for asking. Welcome to class. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, Isa.
Hey, teacher.
Hey, Isa. How are you today?
I'm doing good, thank you. You?
Excellent. Thank you so much. How is your morning so far?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for being here. It's always nice to have you.
Thank you.
And Igor, welcome to class. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing very well. How are you?
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for asking. How's your morning going so far?
Smooth.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Cool. Can't ask for much better than that.
How is your morning going?
It's great so far. I'm getting a start to my morning with you guys, actually.
What have been you up to?
What have I been up to?
Yeah.
You know, eating breakfast. I got a late start to my morning today, and I'm starting with you guys. It's 11 a.m. here in Istanbul. So
Did you do some chores and errands?
Yeah, I've been doing lots of chores actually.
You see, I remembered these words from your class, chores and errands.
Yeah, my favorite activities. Just kidding. No. Okay, well that's awesome. Okay, thank you guys so much. Thanks to everyone for being here. Like I said, we're talking about oxymorons. I explained it a little bit when the class first started, but it was before people came in. Have you guys heard this term before? It's the title of the class. I will type it. An oxymoron. Have you guys heard this before? Have you heard this
No.
term? Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
No.
Okay,
It's a
Sonia?
figure of speech in which apparently contradictory terms appear in conjunction.
Did you just look that up, Igor?
No, I know what is that.
I never believe you anymore because I think you're always looking on Google. But you are right, exactly. It's when you put either two words together to make one idea, or sometimes it's just one word with two like opposite words, two contradicting. If two words are contradicting, they are opposite. Okay, so you have two. Does anyone, Igor, do you have any examples off the top of your head?
Yeah, for example, I'm almost precisely.
Almost precisely. Yeah. You'd have to have something after that. So there's a lot with almost. For example, a good one is almost ready.
Yeah,
Okay.
almost ready.
Almost ready. So have you heard this before? Maybe you are getting ready to go somewhere, and your friend or your family, your mother, your father, or your brother, or your sister is like, hey, come on, let's go, we're going. And then you say, I'm almost ready, right?
Yeah.
You still need to do something. So this is an oxymoron because ready means you are ready to go, right?
Yes.
And almost, oh, you're not quite there. So almost ready is a good example of that. You're almost ready. Do you ever say this?
Yes.
I'm almost ready.
Yes. I say yes.
Okay. Another example is when we talk about something that is the larger half. The larger half of something. The larger half. So you know what all of these words mean, right? Half and larger. The larger half. What would that be referring to?
No idea.
No idea.
It's the biggest part of something, no?
Exactly, Alex. So let's say I have a chocolate bar, right? And I want to share it with you guys. So, or with one other person. So I break it, but one piece is bigger than the other piece. I try to break it in half, but one piece is clearly bigger. So this would be like the larger half. Why is this an oxymoron?
Oh, because if we say word half, it implies that both half are the same size. So cannot be a half. Yeah.
Big half.
Exactly.
Half big.
It's what was that? Otku, what was
No.
that?
Half big. Half big.
Half. I don't understand what you're saying. Maybe you can
Never
type
mind.
it. Maybe you can type it into the Verbling chat. No, it's okay. Sometimes the sound is not the best. Okay. So yeah,
But
the
you
larger half.
understand me, Kendy, when I speak?
Yes, yeah. It's people's microphones. It's not the actual Google Hangout sound. It depends on your microphone. So maybe, Otku, maybe you can type into the Verbling chat what you were saying.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So when you have the larger half of something, it's an oxymoron because a half is usually always equal, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So just kind of like when you say something is the original copy. Okay, let's say you have an important document, right? And you need to make copies of it. For example, like your birth certificate, sometimes you need to make copies, right?
Yeah.
The original copy, what is the original copy of a document?
The original. The birth certificate. This is the original.
The very first one. So why is this an oxymoron?
Because it's not copy, it's original, only original, without copy.
Yeah, exactly. Are we all together with the idea of oxymorons so far?
Me, yes. But our class colleagues, I don't know.
Isa, are you with us?
Oxymoron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. Do you know any examples? Now that you kind of know what it is, do you know any examples that you can think of?
Okay. I think the example that I wanted to say that, but I think you already say it. Like people waiting for you, and they ask you, "Hey, come on, let's go," and you say that, "Oh, Maximoro," right?
And you say what?
Oxymoron.
Oh,
Oxymoron.
okay. You don't actually say that. You an oxymoron is just a type of word. Like yeah, it's just a type of word. So if you want to go somewhere, somebody's telling you let's go, like my example, and you say, okay, I'm almost ready, and that's what you would say. You wouldn't say, I mean, if you want to say oxymoron, you can say that. But yeah, you wouldn't actually say it. It's just the type of word. It's just kind of, it's some wordplay. It's just wordplay in English. For example, okay, here's one, and it's an actual just one word, and this is bittersweet. Have you guys heard this word before? Bittersweet.
It's a bittersweet, so cannot be at the same time bitter and sweet. Yeah?
Have you heard this term before?
No, I never heard.
No? Anyone? Alex, do you want to say something?
No.
Okay, so no one's heard this word before. Really?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you were the
Okay.
first one.
Bittersweet is a really expressive word in English. I like it a lot. It's used to describe usually, let's say, like a moment in life, or it can describe bittersweet. First of all, let's look at the word. It's talking about different tastes, right? We have sweet. Sweet is like, you know, sugary, like chocolate, right? And bitter. Do you guys know this taste, bitter?
Yeah, it's bitter chocolate.
Like
Dark
bitter chocolate, yeah. Coffee has a bitter taste to it,
Yeah.
right? It's like the opposite of sweet. And so when we put those together, for example, it can be used to describe, for example, if you have a new job. Okay, so you have to, when you leave your old job and then you start a new job, and you're very happy about your new job, but also you really liked your old job and you liked the people. So when you have to say goodbye to those people and you say goodbye to the job and you liked it, it's sad, right? But you're happy because you're also starting a new job. So that moment, that time, it's very bittersweet for you. We say this a lot in English.
So
Many.
this is expressing contrasting emotions of pain and pleasure.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think I don't know. People don't usually use it to describe actual tastes of food. Like this coffee is bittersweet. We usually use it to describe feelings or emotions. So can anyone think of a bittersweet time in their lives, something that happened that was very bittersweet. Do you guys understand my explanation? Are we together?
Let's say that
Yeah.
I used to go to another website and learn English, and when I have this Reveling website, and I like the old one, but I think this one is better, so I'm going to leave the other website to this. So I would say, oh, bittersweet.
It was bittersweet for you to say goodbye to the old website and hello to the new one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, it was very bittersweet for you. So this is an adjective. Something is bittersweet. Man. Man, are you there? Okay, we can't hear you still. Otku.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so do you understand bittersweet?
Yes.
Can you tell me of a bittersweet time in your life or something that happened that was bittersweet?
Mm, I connected whirling first time. It's bittersweet.
Okay, why?
Yeah.
Why? Sweet is something that will make you happy, something that is good. But when something is bitter, it's something that's sad and doesn't feel good. It doesn't make you happy.
Ah,
So, was there something bad that happened when you connected to Verbling? Like, okay, for example, here's another example. Right now I'm living in Istanbul, and I love it. It's wonderful. I love the city, and I love the people here, and I have really wonderful friends here. But I will move back home. I'm from California, and I will move back home to California one day. And when I do, I will be happy to go home. It's my home with my family, and I will be very happy. But I have to say goodbye to my friends and my other family that's here in this city. And that's very sad, but I'm very happy to go home. So the whole thing it's very bittersweet. Does that make sense? Okay, we'll come back, Otku. Alex, what about you?
Oh, for example, when my trip was done, and when I just go in city, I remember some good moments of my trip, and it was bittersweet.
It's bittersweet to remember moments of your trip?
Oh, when I just go to in the city, in my town.
Mm. Why was it bitter and why was it sweet?
So it was better because I it was unforgettable trip, and where was so fun and so cool and so hot too. And sweet because I can talk with my friends. I can do some things what I like in my town, for example.
Mm. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, for example, bitter is the sad part.
Yes, that's right.
And it was so hot, you didn't like it?
What?
So for bitter, it's the sad part. Oh, because you're sad when you think about it? Like you wish you could be there again?
Yes, that's right.
Ah, yes, when you remember
Yeah,
memories. Yes, okay, good. That's a
absolutely.
great example. Okay, I will write it into the chat. Yeah, again, bitter. Yeah, exactly. When you remember memories from the past, they are sweet memories. They are sweet memories, but also they can be bittersweet because you're sad. You want to be there again, and you
Yeah.
miss your friends. It's like, yes, that's a great example, Alex. Good, thank you. Igor, what about you? Can you remember something, or can you recall a time that, or maybe can you tell me a hypothetical situation that would be bittersweet?
Connecting to Wordling.
Why is it? Okay, you know, bittersweet has also there's something negative there. So what? Why is that bittersweet? Why is it not just totally sweet?
I like to learn English, but I have to pay money for that.
Oh. Okay. Well, yeah, that's life.
Bittersweet? How do you think?
It's bittersweet.
But I think it's not completely bittersweet because it's a relatively not so big sum of money, and I think it's worth it.
Yeah. Also, bittersweet is usually used. It has, you know, we always talk about English and adjectives, and there are small differences, and it has certain words have connotations, and they are usually used in this context and this context. Bittersweet usually refers to something that has to do with your heart. Okay, so like emotion. So something like paying money to do something, it's not really connected to like a strong emotion.
Okay, let me
Like
give you a better
sad
example.
and happy at the same time. Yeah.
When I was my last day in the university, when I defended my thesis, thesis.
Okay,
So,
when you defended your thesis, yeah.
I was happy that I have opportunity to work after that. I mean, to finish this university and to go to find a job and to do other things that I did in last 3 years in the university. But was bitter that I wanted more fun in university. I mean, it was sad that it's finished this time.
Exactly. Good. Like exactly, like graduating university is very bittersweet because you're so happy it's done. It's over. Yay. But I mean,
Yeah.
you had fun. So it's kind of sad. You have to say goodbye to your friends and, you know, all that. Perfect example. Good. Om says childhood. When you remember your childhood, it can be bittersweet. Exactly. Because those were good times, hopefully, and maybe you want to go back to those times before you have to deal with responsibilities of being an adult. Good. So are we together on this? People use this word all the time, too, in English. Keep your ears open. It's not a strange word that nobody uses. It's very specific to something, and so your homework is to try to use these words that you are learning now, especially this one, to use it at least once this week. And then you can report back and tell me what you were describing that was bittersweet. Odku, do you understand this word?
Okay.
Can you give me an example of something that's bittersweet?
I have no idea.
No idea. Can you explain what it means?
It's opinion. No idea.
Okay, so very simply,
Sorry.
it's something that's happy and sad at the same time. Happy and sad at the same time. Yeah.
For example, when you can explain 5 minutes, and after that someone will not understand. It's happy that you explained, but it's very sad that
No.
not all people understand.
Bittersweet is usually for more serious matters of the heart, but okay. Yeah, Igor. Okay, there's another one. There's another oxymoron, and people say this all the time, usually when they are like late for work or late for a meeting or something. They say they had a minor crisis. A minor crisis. That's another oxymoron. When we use the word crisis, do you know this word? Have you heard this word?
Yeah, it's very something serious happened, and cannot be minor. I presume this is the meaning.
A crisis, like for example, you know, the United States, Spain is experiencing an economic crisis, right? They are in a time of crisis. It's a very, very big problem. Hunger in many countries, in many cities, is a crisis. It's a very, very big problem on a very large scale. So when somebody says they have a minor crisis, really it just means a small problem. But a minor crisis, for example, if you are going to work and then something happens, maybe it's something small, but it takes you 20 minutes or 30 minutes to fix this problem, and now you're late to work. In your head, it's a big problem because now you're late to work, right? Or now you're late to class or for your meeting or wherever you are going, okay? So it can be maybe a small problem compared to the problems in the world, but it's a big problem for you at that moment. Has anyone ever had like a minor crisis when they are trying to go to school or go to work and they were late because of it?
Oh yes, for example, when we just go in our trip, one of us late on the train.
Why? What happened?
Oh, because he just sleep in his bed in the time, and therefore he late.
Okay, all right. So yeah, that was just a big accident. That was just a big mistake. He did not wake up. Okay, but yeah, that's good. What else? Anyone else? For example, I don't know, maybe you are trying to go to work and you are on time, and you walk out the door, and then maybe your shirt gets stuck. Does this ever happen when you walk around a corner? It can't just be me. And your shirt or your clothing gets stuck on something coming out of the wall. It gets attached, and then your clothes rip. Does that ever happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
The door handle.
Okay, good, yeah.
But wasn't rip, but only stopped me from the moving, and I stopped. But it wasn't rip, yeah, you said.
Right. So, but now imagine that this happens, but it rips your shirt, and now you have a big hole, and you can't go to work like this. So now you have to turn around, go back, change your clothes, and then go to work, and now you're late. So you can, when you're talking to your boss, you can say, "I'm so sorry, I had a minor crisis." Blah, 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 blah.
I have almost a crisis.
Almost a crisis.
Yeah. Almost a minor crisis.
It was almost a minor crisis. Okay, so does anyone have any stories about any minor crises that have happened to you? Or when you're trying to do something and something just stops you from doing it, you have a minor crisis.
Yep.
Go ahead, Isa. What happened?
Okay, let's say usually if I'm going to my work, sometimes I got some car crashing away, so it stopped me to reach my destination on the exact time I'm supposed to be.
Okay. Yeah, there was a minor crisis on the road. Yeah, somebody had an accident. Good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or you have a flat tire. Also.
Perfect. Exactly. Yeah, when you get a flat tire. Yeah, it's a minor crisis. Exactly. Good. Any other examples? Okay. All right. So going on to the next one. And the next one, I don't know if you've heard this, but pretty ugly.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not very ugly, but it's kind of ugly. 30% of
Okay.
100% of ugly.
That's a really good guess. Actually, I wanted to introduce this because the word pretty in English can mean like very. It can be used like very.
But it can be used that some, not so much.
Like
Yeah.
like we can put it in front of an adjective, and it means like maybe like very or maybe like a little bit.
Yeah, a
So,
little bit. Pretty beautiful, not so much beautiful.
She's pretty beautiful, but it depends on how you say it.
Yeah, intonation.
If you say, for example, like, yeah, well, actually, the school is pretty big, then it means it's quite big. It's very large. Okay, this building is actually pretty big. Then, yeah, it's very big. Okay, yeah, it's pretty big. Okay, so it depends on how you say it, but it's used as like a helping adjective. It goes in front of adjectives, and it does not mean like beautiful at all.
But usually, when you see something beautiful or big, you say it is big or she's beautiful. You do not need to put pretty. When you say pretty, you kind of not sure. I mean, it's not so big. If you say, for example, this house is big, yeah? But if you say it's pretty big, it's implied that it's not so big.
It depends on how you say it. So, this house it's pretty big. It's pretty big. If it goes down, then maybe it's not so big.
I mean, for example, if teacher can say to you, your pronunciation is good, or if you would say your pronunciation it's pretty good. For me, it's implying that pretty good is not so good as I want to be.
Right, but also you have to listen for the intonation because it depends on how you say the word. Okay, your accent is pretty good. Pretty good. Your accent is pretty good. Means very good. So it depends on how you say it. It can mean very or a little bit. Does that make sense? Yeah, your accent it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Okay, so if you emphasize the adjective, the main one, then it means very. This building is pretty big, and it's very big. It's pretty big. Not so big. So it just depends. It's just used to kind of help out the other adjectives. Yeah. Have you guys heard this in English? Igor, I know you have. What about Alex, Isa, and Ojku? Have you heard this in English?
Pretty much.
Sometimes.
Pretty much. Okay, good. Yeah, we say this a lot. Pretty much.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. Good. And then, but typically pretty, it's used to describe something that's beautiful, like a flower. It's very pretty. Then if you put it together with ugly, pretty ugly, then, you know, that's obviously an oxymoron, right? When something is pretty ugly.
Yes, but if you say he's pretty ugly, it's implying that's pretty ugly. Yeah.
It's implying, if you say somebody is pretty ugly, then, and I don't really like to use the word ugly to describe people, first of all. Bless you. But if you say something, let's say something. If you say something is pretty ugly, then you're saying it's very ugly. Okay.
Okay.
Like, I don't even know what's pretty ugly. When they're doing construction, maybe. Like they're doing construction outside of my home right now, outside of the building. And every day I look out there, it's pretty ugly. It's a mess everywhere. Okay. Yeah, very ugly. Okay. Any questions on this one?
No.
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 Okay. What about, have you heard this one? freezer burn? Freezer burn. Burn, what do we usually think of when we hear the word burn?
Hot.
Hot, heat, fire, right? Fire. Okay, freezer. What's a freezer? Do you guys know what a freezer is?
Opposite of
Yes, I know.
burn.
Yeah, a freezer is an appliance. You can find a freezer in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what a freezer is?
Refrigerator.
I know.
Like a refrigerator, Alex? Did you say?
It's a square something, I don't know.
It's yeah, it's like a refrigerator, but it's for frozen food or
frozen
drinks.
food.
Yeah, but refrigerator has two compartments. One for plus 9 degrees maximum, and our compartment where is minus 20 about degrees.
Yeah, typically we will call that whole thing a refrigerator, but really it's a refrigerator and freezer together.
Okay, okay.
So if you say open the refrigerator, you're only going to open the part where you keep milk, maybe.
Oh.
And I don't know. But if you say open the freezer, you're talking about where you keep the ice cream and the ice.
Yeah, the top one.
Yeah, the freezer. Let's welcome Alberto to the class. How are you this morning?
Well, I'm late. Sorry, teacher. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Did you have a minor crisis?
Yeah, sure.
What happened?
I met with a friend and I was speaking, and speaking. Sorry.
Okay, that is not a crisis at all.
Yeah, well.
You got distracted. You got
Yeah.
distracted with your friend, and it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. We understand.
But I was speaking in Spanish.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. It was your friend. You were talking to your friend. Is the weather better now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. The weather is better. You're talking to your friends. Good.
Yeah.
All good. You should be having a good time. All right. We're talking. Do you know what we're talking about today, right now?
About Simons, I have just listened about Pretty Ugly, but no more.
Yeah, we're talking about ugly things.
I don't know what OXYMORONs are. Then I listen and you speak. And I learn.
Okay. Does anybody want to give Alberto a quick rundown, a quick summarization of what we're talking about? Who wants
All
to
of it?
tell? Go ahead, Isa.
All of it?
No, you don't have to repeat all the words. Just basically tell him the main idea, what we are talking about.
We're talking about oxymoron.
Yeah. Oxymorons.
Let me give a definition for Alberto.
Yeah, please.
So, oxymoron is a figure of speech in which two words with opposing meanings are used together to make an effect, to emphasize, intentionally for effect.
Yeah, I understand you. Yeah,
So
Pretty Ugly. That's Pretty Ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know
Thank you.
when you use like this phrase? Like
No.
when we use pretty with an adjective. I mean, have you heard this before? Do you know what do you think is pretty ugly?
Yeah,
And we're not going to talk about people, but we're talking about things. What do you think
Perhaps
is pretty ugly?
the ugliest thing you have never seen. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you put the point in ugly, and it's a superlative for ugly. Yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah.
I have listened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
I understand the Igor explanation. Thank you, Igor.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Okay, so another one, we just introduced a new one, and it's freezer burn. Freezer burn. So we know what burn is. We associate it. We connect the word burn with fire. But we say something, you can have freezer burn, and it's a noun. So does anyone know, oh, Igor, you have to stop looking up definitions on the internet.
I don't look at definition. I typed very fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why you have the number one, reference number one in there? What are you referencing? Are you writing a book?
No, it's from Wikipedia.
Yeah, okay. So, freezer burn. Okay, so can you explain, Alberto, I'm just going to mute your microphone really quickly. There's like wind in the microphone or something. Okay. All right, well now, Igor, you get to explain freezer burn in everyday speech, not like a definition.
But figurative speech, figurative meaning, you mean, or what?
Like in everyday language. This is from Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. So freezer burn is frozen. This is a condition when frozen food is damaged by dehydration and oxidation due to air reaching the food. It is generally induced by substandard packaging. So basically, it's food is not packaged properly. Is not in a proper package, and when you put this food in a refrigerator, but not the refrigerator, in freezer, cold air is going to. So you understand what I mean?
I don't know. Do your classmates understand?
Read in the chat if you don't understand.
Yeah, you know. What was that, Alberto?
Is it like food for astronauts or for military person?
No, that is, what is that? Like dehydrated food? Yeah, that's dehydrated food. And that's when you have food in a powder and you add water and then you have lasagna or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's dehydrated food. But this one, can you think of any examples? No more Wikipedia or dictionary definitions in the chat. We are here to chat. No more. So what's an example? What's an example of this?
Meat.
Meat? Like all meat, any meat, all the time?
No, what you put in freezer and it's not covered properly.
And then what happens?
You see some spots on the meat, and it's not healthy. I don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's when you put food in the freezer, and you know usually they sell bags, like special Ziploc bags for the freezer. It's to keep the air out. But anyway, if you put food in the freezer and it's not covered all the way, then the freezer can burn the food. Just like fire can burn something, the cold can also burn your food. And when you try to take it out, you will see it looks like it has ice on it, or it's just, it's not okay to eat anymore. Freezer burn. Does this happen to you guys? Do you guys have freezers?
What does that mean, freezer?
Not everyone has a freezer. Do you guys have a freezer?
Yeah, but it doesn't happen to me.
It happens to you, Alberto?
Never.
Never? You put all your food in the zip baggies?
Yeah, but I put it properly.
Ah, okay.
I don't know.
Isa. Okay, Isa, this happens to you?
You know, I'm not normally usually getting into kitchen. You know, and even my food is just coming to me. I'm not even going to the kitchen, so I don't know.
Your food just appears magically, like, I'm hungry. Oh, food!
Isa, Isa always see the food cooked.
Oh, yeah. Isa,
Yeah.
do you know where your food comes from?
Yeah, sometimes.
from,
And
from the
sometimes
supermarket.
you can go to a restaurant and have your food. Sometimes you eat your food in a hotel. Sometimes you eat your food in your friend's house. So you can just guess that where that food came from. So, and I'm not usually cooking or doing something. If I go to the refrigerator, I will just go and grab some water or some juice. That's what I'm doing.
Who cooks, Isa? Who cooks for you? Who is the lucky person?
At home, the family, because and the place I'm staying in, I'm living in, it's a place for a lot of people. We work together, and we have people cook for us. So
That's awesome.
we have like open buffet. So you would
Oh,
just
you have like a cafeteria.
no, it's not a cafeteria. It's a place that it's a dinner room, and but all the time there are people just coming and serve you all of you, and so you will just go and grab your food and eat it. That's what you want to do.
Okay, cool. All right, well, that's awesome. Good for you. Freezer burn happens all the time to me. I don't understand. I think I package it properly. No. Anyway. Okay, so you guys understand freezer burn, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to another one. And this one is, somebody wants me to say dehydrated. It's dehydrated. Okay, so another oxymoron would be act naturally. Sometimes you hear it in speech when you hear someone say act natural. Act natural. Huh, Isa?
I have some words you're saying them, but someone close to me that will just keep saying them before even you say them.
Okay, what are they?
Yeah, like this word you said and the pre-ugly.
Pretty
He's
ugly?
asking me. Yeah, he was asking me before you mentioned that. Do you know what pre-ugly is? Hello, everyone.
Okay. Okay,
So,
cool.
so now, even this one, which you said, the last one, act natural.
We are on the same wavelength.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, act natural. Why would this be an oxymoron?
Why would it be an oxymoron?
Why? Why?
Issa, I think it says.
Okay. Oh, Isa has a friend. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
sorry, I'm just in the background.
Hi. What's your name?
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Welcome to class, Ryan.
Thank you. I'm just in the background. I'm just supporting Issa. That's all.
Isa's always trying to get out of class.
Yeah.
He's always trying to leave.
I'll give him lines if he doesn't do his work.
I know. Okay, so act natural. When do you hear people say this, usually? Have you heard people say this before?
Perhaps when you met something strange in a street, for example. You met a tiger walking in the street and act natural for avoid the danger.
Yeah, you know, things that can happen every day, like when you see a tiger in the road. Sure, of course.
Yeah,
Okay.
but act natural for him not beating you. That's the
Okay.
meaning, more or less.
What is to act natural?
I think it's to be like this doesn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah, can
Yeah.
I
Something like that.
say it?
Yeah, sure, Isa, go ahead.
Okay. Let's say we're we're sitting somewhere, and as there are some people, maybe someone seeing that, oh well, I don't have to act different way or something like that, and he's just trying to sit quiet and
Mm.
be in the side. You say, hey, just be free, just act natural.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good example. In that situation, you can just say be free, right? Feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Feel comfortable, feel free. I'm
Oh,
gonna type that out.
or normal.
But when you hear somebody say act natural, it means like you have to act. You have to pretend like everything is normal, everything is okay. So let's say you go to someone's house and you are, I don't know, maybe you are looking through their things, and then they walk in, and so you just have to act natural, right? Or maybe, I don't know, what's another example? Like when you just have to act natural, like just act like everything's okay. Or maybe like you see this a lot if you watch American television or movies. The
Yeah,
actors, they will tell themselves this, okay, act natural, act natural. Like everything's okay. Maybe you're having a minor crisis, but you have to act natural. Okay.
yeah. It's usually if you see watch a movie, it's usually happen like this. You're touching someone's stuff, and just suddenly you just see him appear in your face, and you don't know what to do. Yeah, you start just some movements and so how you doing? And just
Yeah. Yeah, and this is a good exactly when you just have to if somebody is looking at you, they don't know that something is wrong, right? You just have to look like everything's okay, right? Like maybe like for example, and this has happened before. I was teaching a verbling class, but you can only see my window, right? My roommate was having a minor crisis, like right there. You guys couldn't see, but I just had to act natural, like nothing was happening over here, and just continue on. This is another example of how when you hear spoken English, it's not always grammatically correct. The correct way is act naturally, but you will hear people say act natural, act natural, act natural. Correctly, it's act naturally, but you will hear act natural, act natural. Quick, act natural. Oh, everything's okay, no problem. Right?
yeah. And I think it's the right way even to say it. Even if people saying it act natural, but when you think about it, it's act naturally. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the
people
best
don't
way.
really say act naturally. That's the correct way to say it, but people say act natural. So are we all together?
All of you just say yes, teacher.
Well, if we're not together, then, you should tell me. Okay,
Yeah.
should we go on to the next one? Oh, okay. Inside out. What is inside out? Alex, I have not heard your voice in a few minutes.
No, inside out. What is it? Maybe when some man go out from some room or some house, no?
Okay, good guess. It's a good guess. It's it can be like it's an adjective. Something is inside out. Igor, welcome back.
Yeah, I get disconnected.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, have you guys have you heard the term inside out?
Yeah, and song of Brian Adams, I think.
Can you sing it for us?
No, I know this song only. Inside Out, and he's repeating this phrase.
Okay. Isa?
It's like wearing your trousers and not from out, just from inside. You know, just inside will be out.
Yeah, we can use it to talk about clothing. Exactly. When something is inside out. Where the inside part is now on the outside. Like, have you ever put your shirt on inside out? You are getting dressed very quickly, and then you look, and the tag is here, right? Your shirt is inside out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, for example, yeah, like if you're looking at, do you guys know what a pillowcase is? A pillowcase?
Yeah.
A pillowcase is like a sheet. It's like a pocket for your pillow that you sleep on, and then you can take it off and you wash it, and it's like clothes for your pillow, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can, and you always turn something inside out. Turn something inside out. For example, pillowcases, they can be difficult to put them on the pillow, right? Yes? Okay. If you put pillowcases on yourself, maybe Isa has somebody put pillowcases on his pillows for him. I don't know. But there's a trick, right? You can take the pillowcase, you can turn the pillowcase inside out, and then it's inside out. Then you put your arms in the inside pocket, grab the pillow, and then pull the pillow through and pull it down. Trick. Yeah. Okay, so you turn something inside out.
Yeah, with the inner surface turned outward.
Yes, exactly. And you use it with turn. You turn something inside out. Yeah. Does anybody use this in a sentence?
Inside out.
Is that a sentence?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe your shirt is inside. Your shirt is inside out. I can see the seams. The seams. Do you know what the seams are? Where you can see where they sew it together. I can see the seams.
Yeah.
Your shirt is inside out. Yeah. Okay.
Let's say, oh, my socks are seems inside out.
Yeah. Sometimes you can put your socks on inside out. Yeah. And then it's a minor crisis.
Teacher,
Yes, Alberto.
is it always about clothes or maybe about a book? For example, you are reading a book, not like this, but
Oh,
maybe.
that's upside down. That's
Yeah,
upside down.
Yeah.
One. Upside down.
yeah, but
Inside out.
inside out is referring always about clothes. Then
Clothes or, yeah, like I said, a pillowcase. One time there was a joke. Do you know those cats without hair? The cats where it's just like skin with no
Yeah.
hair?
yeah,
Egyptian cats?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a joke, and somebody said, why is that cat inside out? I mean, yes, it's usually used with like material, something you can turn inside out. But you know, you can play. This is the great thing about language. You can play with the words. So you know, for humor. All right.
And we
Is
can
there-
write a song.
Yeah, there's a song from the '90s. upside down, right? Inside out. Okay, I don't want to sing all the lyrics because I don't know if they're okay for this class. But yeah, there's a song about that. Okay, so any questions about anything that we talked about today?
No.
Not at all.
No.
No.
When
It's
we will
funny.
have grammar classes?
When I make them. they're all grammar classes, right? There's always grammar put into them. So yeah, I think my next class, what is my next class? Oh, we are talking about fears and phobias and sharing stories. And the class after this is how to talk about health problems, like what you would say to a doctor if you got sick. In an English-speaking country. So, but yeah, thanks so much for this class, you guys, and I hope to see you guys later. If not, have a beautiful day.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kendy. Bye.
Goodbye.